Hello and welcome to our experiment today. I've got a couple of helpers. Would you like to come over and introduce yourselves?
I'm Ezra and this is my little sister Evie.
Right, so today we're going to do an experiment that involves some water and some eggs. So, you two, we've got some water here.
Yep.
So if I give you, first Ezra, could you put one of the eggs in the water? Very gently. Okay, and Neve, could you put one of the eggs in the water very gently? Very gentle.
Now drop it.
Okay, perfect. Now what do you both notice about the eggs? What's happened to them?
They've turned big.
Oh, they look big in the glass. Yeah, they look a bit different. And where have they gone in the glass? Are they at the top of the glass?
At the bottom.
So they've sunk to the bottom of the glass. In Matthew 5:13 it says, "We are meant to be the salt of the earth. And if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again?" So, when we add salt to things, it adds flavour. So Ezra and Neve, what kind of things? Come over here. What kind of things do you add salt to? Can you think of any food you add salt to?
You add if you're having squash.
Squash. No, don't add salt to squash. Ugh, it tastes horrible. If you have things
Sugar.
like, no, sugar's different. If you have chips, fish and chips, you add salt, and to lots of food that we might eat, we add salt, and it adds the flavour. It brings the flavour out. So what we're meant to do in the world is bring out the flavour and bring out the good thing. Do you remember in the past I've spoken about being on YouTube or being on Instagram?
Yeah.
And if you're on these social media things, do you know what you're called? You're called an influencer because they influence people. And the thing is, not to be influenced by the world. It's not to see something you think is really cool and go, I'm going to be like that. But actually, we should be different. We should be who we want to be. You think the egg will crack? Okay.
Yeah.
And at the times like this, where there's been horrible things happening, people being part of their family, sometimes it's easy to feel a bit low and to not feel that good and to sometimes feel that we want to do something different. And actually what we can do is we can be an influencer. We can influence people in good ways. Can you get the egg for me? Okay. So let's see what happens when we add the egg now to the salty water. Can you see that? What's happened?
It's went up.
It's floating on the top. So when the egg goes into the water without any salt,
Goes down.
it sinks to the bottom. But when there's salt in the water, it rises to the top. So this is an example of what we should be. Maybe if our friends are doing something, we don't always have to copy our friends and copy things we see people doing. What we can be is we can be a good example to people. And that's also not speaking negative things. Like at the moment, it's easy to be maybe scared and worried about the things that are going on in the world. But actually, what we need to do is tell people that actually there's good things going on, and actually we need to not worry and be anxious, but as Christians we can put our trust in God of what's going on. When we put our trust in God, we rise above all the worries and all the fear that's in the world. So do you remember I said that salt makes things taste nice? Right, come around here. You're standing in front of the camera.
Yeah. Sure.
Salt makes things taste nice. So Neve, do you want to try a bit of, this is normal water. Do you taste the water? It's just normal water.
It is navy.
See what that tastes like?
Okay, look.
So Ezra, taste some of the normal water. Does that taste nice? Okay, so now we've added salt to the water. Do you want to see what the salt water tastes like?
Oh boy. It's like, oh.
So the salt doesn't make the water taste nice. Drink some of the more normal water. But when we add...
That's like seawater.
It is like seawater. The seawater has salt in it. But when we add salt to other foods, it brings out all the nice tastes. Okay, so and being a good example to people is about being what's on the inside. What's on the inside of us, isn't it, Neve? not what's on the outside. So it's about being a good example to people. So,
You can be whoever you want to be.
and it doesn't matter what we look like. It doesn't matter what we look like on the outside. So we might look different to other people, but it doesn't matter what's going on the outside. We can always be a good example to others. So I've got 3 eggs here. One of them is hard boiled. Right, step back a minute, Neve. So to test which egg is hard boiled and which is soft, you've got to try and work out. So can you pick out of those which egg do you think is the soft, hard boiled one? Okay, right, Neve, do you want to have a go at picking one of the eggs? Which egg do you think? Okay, you pick that one up. Okay.
This feels quite strong, actually.
Okay, so we're going to test it, Neve. Right, you've got to crack that egg on my head. Okay, do you want Ezra to crack it?
Alright. Do I go like that?
That's there.
Do I go like that?
Yeah. Oh, that was a soft boiled one.
Now it's this. Now it's. No, maybe. Okay.
Let's see if this was the hard, or soft boiled egg.
Stand back.
Oh, that was all right. That was a hard boiled one. Right, so now can you wash the egg off my hair? Don't. Thank you. Right, come and say bye-bye to everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.